I don't know what to say. I'm almost speechless, because to see that shift, it's just more than I can even express in words. What I have discovered is I think just about anything is possible. It's quite incredible. So my name is Beth, and I am an artist, and I make multidisciplinary art. I make puppets and perform. And it was probably a couple of years ago that I started to see some symptoms when I was really stressed out, and everything came to a halt. Early January of this year, that I was diagnosed with Schnitzler syndrome. And when I heard that, the first thing I thought was, I've never heard of that. What is it? So I did some research, and I was told only a very little by my doctor, because it's extremely rare. There's less than 300 people documented as diagnosed with it on the planet. Everything that I was experiencing started to make sense, and I did have Schnitzler syndrome. And as the disease progressed, it was extreme fatigue. I was getting more and more tired. I was getting a lot of brain fog, stiffness in my joints. I wasn't able to move around very easily. The rash spread just from my arms to all over my body, and it was on my face. It was everywhere. On top of that, had feelings of almost impending doom. I felt like I was remembering things from my past. My mother had passed from leukemia. My father had died of bone cancer. And when I was 3 years old, my brother died of leukemia, a childhood form of leukemia. And some of the things that I witnessed with my mom, I was starting to see in my own body. And so I was feeling in the back of my mind, oh no, panic. Panic turned to terror, actually. I was feeling terrorized. I was feeling out of control. I was feeling like the universe was caving in on me, and I was feeling pretty hopeless. I hadn't felt that before. From 2018 to 2020, things just kept escalating and escalating. And when things were at their worst, I had lost so much weight. Weight loss is one of the symptoms of Schnitzler syndrome. I dropped from originally 145 pounds down to 95 pounds. And I was so frail. When I was at my worst, all I could do was lie down. I couldn't read a book. I couldn't hold a book. It was so uncomfortable. I couldn't hold a pencil and write on a piece of paper. Once I got diagnosed and I was on the right medication, things started to get better. And I was told that I would be on Kineret, anakinra, and I would have to inject daily. And that is what I'm doing today. And my symptoms improved. It was fantastic. But I plateaued. There was also a mental aspect that I wasn't quite breaking through on. And once I joined MAP, I have been with MAP for 3 months now, I found that it was like if I was a room that all the doors had opened wide, all the windows had opened wide, and I was letting fresh air in. And things that I have thought for the longest time were coming up and being reassessed. And I realized I don't have to believe this, and I don't have to feel this. And I was making some changes. And as those changes started to happen, I noticed that the tightness that I was feeling in my body, I hold it a lot in my jaw, my clenching, my shoulders, everything was starting to release. And I had been seeing an osteopath to help me with my rehabilitation, because I just didn't want to hurt myself after being so frail. I wanted to do some exercise, but I wanted to do it safely. And I felt I had plateaued with my osteopath. So I mapped and I mapped. And then the opportunity came up with Jelena's recordings, and I jumped at it, and she offered to make the recording for me. And the first moment that I listened to that recording, I told her that I felt like a child that was sitting on soft grass by the water, and it just, everything melted away. And I'm gonna cry, but I don't remember feeling that relaxed. I don't remember ever feeling like I had ever let go to that degree. When I listened to that first day, that recording, it was like opening a wonderful Christmas present. And I felt at ease, and I felt like I was melting into the couch. And it was nothing short of magical. And I continued to listen to the recording twice a day diligently, every single day for the 30 days. And some days I listened to it 3 times a day. And there was about, just before the halfway mark, I started to feel some fears, like, what if this doesn't work for me? Even though I was seeing some positive signs, what if I don't have any kind of a breakthrough that is worthy of a testimonial? And after the halfway mark, I realized I listed with Jelena everything that had happened, and I knew it was happening. The key for me was to let go and to surrender completely, and to stop feeling like I had to do something when I was listening to it, that I had to take some kind of action, like I was waiting or listening for something. When I just 100% surrendered to that recording, things really started to accelerate for me. And it was so exciting. I started to post on Map things that were happening. Okay, so what was happening was shortness of breath. It was 5 before I started and dropped down to a 0. My fatigue was pretty high. I'd say it went from about 6 to a 1, and my joint pain from 6 went down to 2. I had sore feet, and that went from 7 down to 1. My brain fog really improved. It was probably around a 6 and went down to a 1. And all those feelings that I had, like anger, unease, all those things were pretty high as well. I about at an 8, and that actually dropped down to 0. I am going about every day feeling a general sense of happiness and ease. It's wonderful. What is noteworthy was the flexibility. It was like a light switch. Something clicked, and when I was doing my stretches, my body just let go, and I was able to stretch further than I had, and I had plateaued, like I said. My body just let go, and it was wonderful. I was able to stand up. Normally, I have sore feet, and I have to steady myself and give myself a few minutes to adjust and make sure that I'm solid on the ground. I was getting up and able to walk right away. The soreness in my feet was gone. I was feeling less stiffness in my legs. Even though I'm on the medication, I still was feeling some kind of block to really breaking through some of my symptoms. I am less itchy. I am more comfortable in my body. I am able to walk as fast as any of my friends. I walked for 2 hours, and that is a miracle for somebody who only 2 years ago was, or not even 2 years ago, it was a year ago, I needed help to get to the washroom. So there was that. And then something else amazing was happening. I felt like a person whose core beliefs were changing. I had gone from being a person who had felt like danger is just around the corner, the other shoe is going to drop, doom and gloom. I come from a doomed family. I am doomed. And it is just inevitable that I am going to have something horrible happen disease-wise, because look at what happened to my family. And now I feel loved. I feel supported. I feel genuine. I feel more authentic. I feel like my creativity is flowing again where it was even stuck. And I have a project that I had been sitting on for 20 years, and I'm now starting to process it, and I'm going to be able to present it. And that is the biggest gift, being able to move out in the world, to be able to get back out into nature and relax and to feel this deep inner peace is incredible. I am so grateful for that. So I scrolled down in Facebook and I saw the advertisement for MAP, and I had a very strong gut feeling to just go for it. And I did. And so I signed up for 3 months of MAP coaching program, and I've been seeing like incredible results ever since I did. I tried to jump into all of the group sessions that were available every single day, either the magnetizations or the dreams to reality or the group sessions. And it was incredible. It was, the belief changing that happened through the sessions, and being able to process some old wounds that I have, really tied together with the autoimmune subliminal that I started listening to just over a month ago. I was listening to that, and from the very first listening, I noticed positive results with feeling more relaxed. That coupled with the magnetizations of trying to move forward with my health, and the group sessions of letting go of negative beliefs, like, for instance, getting the diagnosis of Schnitzler syndrome. He also told me that I had some T cell clones, and that struck panic in me. So I thought about that. I did a group session, and I was able to bring that down from a 10 to a 0. How is that possible? It's just, it's incredible. Once I finished the first month of MAP and I saw what was actually possible with these changes, I really craved coming in for more. It was like I would set my alarm for 7 o'clock in the morning and be prepared for that magnetization. And everything together just fits so well. You start to raise your positivity, you start to raise your vibration when you're listening to the magnetizations and you're moving towards what you're wanting to do, right? And then when you feel those little things creeping in that are your old beliefs going, you can't possibly feel this good, then you hone in on that, you start to think about it, you do a group session, and you bring that back down. And it was up and down. And, it wasn't all like an upward climb. It was up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it is still happening. And there are still more things that I need to clear. Um, but all of these tools together have given me so much to work with to move forward. And listening to that autoimmune subliminal was a, a good key, and almost like a retreat that I would listen to as I was falling asleep at the end of the night and first thing when I would wake up in the morning. And I loved that it was so easy that all I had to do was listen to those beautiful ocean sounds and be swept away, and just wait and see what happened, and just be open to any possibilities. And what I have discovered is I think just about anything is possible. It's quite incredible. So I would definitely recommend people, if you're curious about it, just go for it. Take that little leap and go for it. I am being 100% honest and have nothing to gain from this. I am seeing things that are happening that are nothing short of miracles. And I would recommend it to my friends and family and anybody that's out there that's seeing this, if you're on the fence about it, go with your gut. I did, and I've seen incredible results. And for me, there's no going back. I have absolutely zero regrets, and I'm going to continue with it. So, total gratitude.